Bangladesh occupies a strategically significant position in South Asia. It shares borders with India and Myanmar. Its location on the Bay of Bengal gives it strategic importance. Bangladesh has historically strong ties with India. However, its foreign policy has been evolving in recent years. This evolution is driven by its economic aspirations and a desire to balance its relationships with regional powers. Bangladesh's growing economy and strategic location have made it a focal point of interest for both China and India. As a rapidly developing nation, Bangladesh presents significant economic opportunities. Its location makes it a key player in regional trade and connectivity. The country's foreign policy has traditionally been characterized by a close relationship with India. However, in recent years, Bangladesh has sought to diversify its partnerships. This has led to increased engagement with China, which sees Bangladesh as a key part of its Belt and Road Initiative. Muhammad Yunus's recent visit to China marks a significant development in Bangladesh-China relations. Yunus, the chief advisor of Bangladesh's interim government, secured substantial economic commitments from China. These commitments totaled $2.1 billion in aid, loans, and investments. This visit underscores China's growing interest in Bangladesh. The visit resulted in several key agreements. China pledged $400 million for the modernization of Mongla Port. Additionally, China committed $350 million for the development of the China Industrial Economic Zone. These investments highlight China's strategic interest in Bangladesh's economic potential and its location along key maritime trade routes. Beyond infrastructure development, China also offered $100 million in technical assistance. This assistance signifies China's commitment to supporting Bangladesh's technological advancement and human capital development. Moreover, China expressed its willingness to provide a potential $1 billion in development funding through the New Development Bank, further solidifying its economic partnership with Bangladesh. Yunus actively courted Chinese investment during his visit. He highlighted Bangladesh's access to the sea. He presented this as an advantage for India's landlocked northeastern states. This strategic pitch, combined with Bangladesh's growing economic needs, likely contributed to the successful outcome of the visit and the subsequent agreements. One of the most significant outcomes of Yunus's visit was the agreement to revive discussions on the Teesta River project. This project, a long-standing point of contention between India and Bangladesh, involves sharing the waters of the Teesta River. India's previous reluctance to finalize an agreement has been a source of tension. China's potential involvement in the project has added another layer of complexity. The Teesta River is crucial for both Bangladesh and India. It is a lifeline for agriculture and livelihoods in the region. The equitable sharing of its waters is essential for the well-being of millions of people. However, reaching a mutually acceptable agreement has proven to be a complex and politically sensitive issue. India has expressed concerns about the Teesta River project. These concerns stem from its strategic location. The project is near the Siliguri corridor. This corridor is a narrow strip of land connecting India's northeast to the rest of the country. India perceives any involvement by China in this region as a potential threat to its security. Previous attempts to resolve the Teesta River issue have been unsuccessful. This has led to frustration in Bangladesh. The lack of progress has strained relations between the two countries. China's potential entry into the project further complicates the situation. It raises the stakes for both India and Bangladesh. Adding to India's concerns is China's plan to construct an airfield in Bangladesh's Lalmonirhat district. This proposed airbase, situated in close proximity to the strategically vulnerable Chicken's Neck, has heightened anxieties in New Delhi. India views this development as a potential security threat. It underscores the shifting security dynamics in the region. The Lalmonirhat airbase has the potential to significantly alter the regional security balance. Its location near the Siliguri corridor raises concerns in India about potential Chinese military presence so close to a vital strategic choke point. This development highlights the growing strategic competition between India and China in South Asia. India's concerns are amplified by the lack of transparency surrounding the airbase project. The details of the project, including its scope, purpose, and potential use, remain unclear. This lack of information has fueled speculation and heightened anxieties in India. The proposed airbase has become a focal point of the growing strategic rivalry between India and China. It underscores the challenges of maintaining regional stability in the face of intensifying great power competition. The airbase issue highlights the need for dialogue and confidence-building measures between the countries involved. Section 5. India reacts: economic leverage and strategic concerns. India reacted swiftly to Yunus's visit and the agreements reached with China. In a move widely seen as retaliation, India terminated the transshipment facility for Bangladeshi exports through Indian ports. This facility was instrumental for Bangladesh's trade with Bhutan, Nepal and Myanmar. Its termination highlights India's willingness to use its economic leverage to protect its perceived strategic interests. The termination of the transshipment facility has significant economic implications for Bangladesh. It disrupts established trade routes and increases transportation costs for Bangladeshi businesses. This move underscores the economic interdependence between the two countries and the potential for economic friction in their relationship. Beyond its economic impact, the termination of the facility is a clear signal from India. It demonstrates India's displeasure with Bangladesh's growing ties with China. The move highlights the difficult choices Bangladesh faces as it seeks to balance its relationships with both countries. India's reaction reveals the delicate balance of power in South Asia. It underlines the challenges of maintaining good relations with multiple powers with competing interests. The situation also highlights the potential for economic issues to escalate into broader strategic tensions. Section 6. The US-China rivalry, a looming shadow over South Asia. Yunus's visit to China and the subsequent agreements cannot be viewed in isolation. They unfold against the backdrop of the intensifying rivalry between the United States and China. This rivalry casts a long shadow over South Asia, influencing regional dynamics and complicating relationships between regional states. The US-China rivalry is playing out on multiple fronts: economic, technological, and geopolitical. In South Asia, this rivalry manifests in competition for influence, access to resources, and strategic partnerships. Countries in the region are increasingly feeling the pressure to choose sides or navigate a delicate balance between the two superpowers. China's growing influence in South Asia, exemplified by its Belt and Road Initiative, has raised concerns in Washington. The United States sees China's economic and infrastructure projects as a means to expand its geopolitical influence and challenge the existing regional order. The US has responded to China's growing presence by strengthening its alliances and partnerships in South Asia. It has also increased its engagement in regional security initiatives and offered alternative development models to counter China's influence. Section 7. Regional implications, a new balance of power. The developments surrounding Yunus's China visit and India's reaction have significant implications for the regional balance of power in South Asia. Bangladesh's pursuit of closer ties with China, coupled with India's assertive response, suggests a potential realignment of traditional alliances and partnerships. The evolving dynamics between Bangladesh, India and China create both opportunities and challenges for other regional actors. Countries like Nepal, Sri Lanka and the Maldives are closely watching these developments as they recalibrate their own foreign policy strategies. The potential for a shift in the regional balance of power raises concerns about stability. As countries adjust to the new realities, there is a risk of miscalculation and escalation of tensions. Dialogue and confidence-building measures are essential to manage these risks. The changing dynamics in South Asia highlight the need for a more inclusive regional security architecture, one that accommodates the interests of all stakeholders and promotes cooperation over competition. This will require diplomatic efforts from all sides to build trust and find common ground. Section 8. The Rohingya crisis, a complicating factor. Adding another layer of complexity to the regional dynamics is the ongoing Rohingya refugee crisis. Bangladesh hosts over 1 million Rohingya refugees who fled violence and persecution in Myanmar. This crisis has strained Bangladesh's resources and has implications for regional security. The Rohingya crisis has become a regional security challenge. It has the potential to fuel instability and radicalization. The international community's response to the crisis has been inadequate. This has left Bangladesh to bear a disproportionate burden. The presence of a large refugee population creates social and economic challenges for Bangladesh. It also raises concerns about security, as the potential for radicalization within the camps is a growing concern. The Rohingya crisis underscores the interconnectedness of security and humanitarian issues in South Asia. It highlights the need for regional cooperation to address transnational challenges and find durable solutions to protracted crises. Section 9. Conclusion: navigating a complex geopolitical landscape. Bangladesh's evolving foreign policy, exemplified by Yunus's visit to China, signals a period of significant geopolitical shifts in South Asia. As Bangladesh seeks to balance its relationships with India and China, the region faces both opportunities and challenges. Navigating this complex geopolitical landscape requires careful diplomacy and a commitment to dialogue. Building trust and finding common ground between competing interests is essential for maintaining regional stability. The evolving dynamics in South Asia underscore the need for a more inclusive regional security architecture, one that accommodates the interests of all stakeholders and promotes cooperation over competition. This will require diplomatic efforts from all sides to build trust and find common ground. The challenges and opportunities facing South Asia highlight the importance of regional cooperation. Addressing shared concerns, such as the Rohingya crisis, requires collective action and a commitment to finding sustainable solutions. The future of South Asia depends on the ability of regional actors to manage their differences and work together towards a more peaceful and prosperous future.